Coming up on Cooking Crave, we got an awesome summer salad. Stay tuned for something quick and easy for your family this summer. Hi, I'm Rhonda Fitterer.
And I'm Laverne Dede.
And I hear we got a taco salad that we're making today.
That's right.
All right, let's get started.
Okay, we're going to start over here on the stove. We got 1 pound of lean ground hamburger. We want to just brown that up. And we're going to just brown this until it's not pink anymore. Then we're going to add some seasonings to it, and this should just take just a few minutes.
Okay.
And
Well, taco salad, I mean, it's a summer dish, but I mean, I like tacos. You can have salad year round. It's not something that you have to necessarily denote as summer, but it's awesome in summer.
Right. It's, those hot summer days, sometimes you're not really wanting a heavy meal, but you just like something quick, and you've got your hamburger and your vegetables in there and stuff, so you have a balanced meal.
And you don't really have to have anything else with it.
Nope, not at all. And stuff. So, but you surely can. Just whatever, you can add some maybe fruit or anything there that you like, because you have your lettuce and tomato and like I said, your ground hamburger.
Sure.
I think you're ready to go. Well, our hamburger is cooked, so we're going to add half a cup of ketchup. We're going to make our own seasoning with this instead of buying taco seasoning. It's a teaspoon of oregano.
Okay.
And 1 teaspoon of chili powder. And 1/2 teaspoon salt and 1/4 teaspoon pepper, which is already pre-measured here. So I'm going to put that in here. And we're just going to mix this up, and then we let it simmer for about 10 minutes.
Okay. I think sometimes when you make your own sauce seasoning, it isn't quite as strong as sometimes the packets you can purchase.
And this way you can vary your seasoning too. If you like it a little hotter, add a little bit more pepper or chili powder, and set to go. Okay, and I got a big bowl here of lettuce. The recipe calls for a head of iceberg lettuce, but I actually had some romaine lettuce, and we're going to use that instead, because romaine lettuce has a lot more nutritional value than iceberg lettuce.
Okay.
So it's going to be a matter of preference. If you have iceberg lettuce and that's the way you want to go for it. Or, like I said, I did tear up some romaine lettuce because it is, like I said, more nutritious. So we started with that, and we got a half a cup of mayonnaise, and we're going to put 1/4 cup of salsa in there, or any kind of taco seasoning. We're going to just blend that together.
And again, this is something that you can, I mean, if you like hot, you buy spicy.
Right. And there are some hot salsa sauces out there.
There's quite a few homemade ones too that can get quite spicy.
Spicier the better, just about. Okay, then we're going to add about 2.5 ounces of chopped olives, black olives, and put that in there. And I took 2 fresh tomatoes, just medium-sized tomatoes, diced them.
Okay.
So that's going to go in there. And what's really going to be great with summer coming up, and you're going to have your own fresh tomatoes, that's going to even make it better.
Well, and speaking of that, when you have summer and you have garden lettuce, is that something that you would make a salad like that with? Taco salad, or...
I don't know why you couldn't. You surely could give it a try, and it's just, again, a matter of preference. And that there too has a little more nutritional value than iceberg lettuce does.
Okay.
In that, but okay, now we're going to add a cup of shredded taco cheese.
Oh, you can definitely see the seasoning right in the cheese.
Yeah. That gives you definitely a little extra flavoring. So we're going to add our mayonnaise here and our taco seasoning or sauce with that. And I think our hamburger should be done, so we're going to go over here and get that. And you just add that in right away, and then we'll just toss that, and it's going to be ready to serve.
Now, obviously, it's hot right now because we just took the meat off the stove, but if this is something that you're going to have leftovers, just because of the lettuce and everything, it probably won't last in the refrigerator too long, but you could have it cold as well, probably the next day.
Definitely. And you know, if you are going to want to take that to a summer picnic or whatever, you can do that too, and just, you know, have your hamburger cooked and cooled already, and then you can just add that all in, you know, at your destiny wherever you're going.
Okay.
You know, it's pretty colorful with your lettuce and your tomato and cheese and that. So let's just put that on a plate here.
Okay.
Okay, now we've dished out our taco salad here, and then let's just garnish it with some corn chips.
Okay.
And I would just garnish your taco salad with the chips, because if you went ahead and mixed it in with your salad, they'd get soggy, and they wouldn't. And you want that little extra crunch, you know, when you have your salad.
Certainly. Well, and speaking of chips, I mean, you can use pretty much any chip you like.
Absolutely. It calls for corn chips, but you know, you also have your tortilla chips, which go well with a taco salad or anything like that. So again, matter of preference and probably what's on sale. Now I think a nice finishing touch of this would be some nice fresh watermelon and some little grapes and pineapple here. And I think that's just going to just finish that meal right off right there.
Oh, it looks wonderful. It looks
does.
wonderful. And, you know, again, you could go to the website to, you know, check out what would go good with this, you know, for side dishes, Spanish rice, you know, some type of maybe breadsticks or, you know, Mexicorn or something like that. That would be great.
Just a little extra, you know, garnish to the meal.
Definitely, definitely if you want something else hot with the hot taco salad. And speaking of website, you can certainly go to Consolidated's website, www.ctctel.com, to get this taco salad recipe. And please submit your recipe for Laverne and I to cook for you on Cooking Crave. We'd also like to thank the Workshop as our sponsor. Thank you so much and have a great day.
And thanks for joining us.
Coming up on today's Cook and Crave, we got some quick and easy pastries for breakfast. Stay tuned. Hi, I'm Rhonda Fitterer.
And I'm Laverne Dede.
And on today's Cook and Crave, we got some blueberry muffins that we found out of a Taste of Home cookbook.
Yes.
Delicious. They always have great recipes. And also a scone recipe submitted by Cindy and Susan Milstead.
That's right.
So let's get started. What are we going to start with today?
Well, we're going to start with blueberry muffins. This is a really easy recipe. First of all, we do put the oven on at 375.
Okay.
You want to preheat that. And there's only 5 ingredients in this blueberry muffin recipe, so it's very easy.
Great.
And you start with 2 cups Bisquick.
Okay.
And then we're going to add 3/4 cup sugar. And let's just blend that a little bit. And then we add in a cup of sour cream and 2 eggs.
Okay.
And so it makes it really quick.
Well, and these are pretty common ingredients too. So, I mean, I've always liked blueberry muffins, and I usually just end up buying the mix because it's so easy. But these 5 ingredients you pretty much have in your fridge almost all the time anyway.
Absolutely. You know, it makes it quick and easy, and you can claim that you made it from scratch.
Well, definitely.
So, and then the cup of sour cream. And then you're just going to want to mix that until it's just blended. You don't want to mix it heavily, just until it's completely, you know, just mixed.
Okay.
And that you don't want to over mix it. And I'm going to just use my spatula. You don't use a mixer for this. Okay, it doesn't take long to blend that, and it does make, it's a fairly thick dough, but yet it's not, or a thick batter, but it's not real heavy.
Okay.
So the next thing we're going to add is a cup of blueberries, and now that we're getting into the season, you'll probably be able to buy some fresh blueberries. But I have some frozen blueberries, and in fact, I didn't unthaw these. I'm going to put them in frozen because when you put them in frozen, it's going to keep the batter from turning, you know, purple from the blueberries.
Okay.
So we're going to just add those in there and just mix that up, and I'm going to have you spray our muffin pan. This makes about, you know, a dozen muffins.
Now I know that there's some recipes that you shouldn't double, or, you know, if you were expecting to have company and you needed to make 2 dozen, is this something that you can easily double the recipe for?
Very easy.
Okay.
This would not affect. And, you know, that's when you get into your candies and everything that makes a difference when you're doubling your recipes. So, you know, a good heaping spoonful, you know, for each cup, it's going to we'll have plenty for each, you know, with a nice heaping spoonful.
Okay. Now, do you tend to usually like to spray your tins, or do you like using paper at all?
You know, it depends upon what I'm going to do. I like spraying them better than the paper muffins.
Okay.
You know, but if I'm going to go somewhere and take them with, then I like to use the paper muffin because it's just a little bit easier to take.
Okay.
You know, carry with. So, okay, we filled our muffin tins here. Got 12 muffins, and I have 2 tablespoons of sugar here, and we're just going to sprinkle a little bit of sugar on top.
Okay.
It just gives that a little. It browns it a little bit better and just gives that a little extra crunchy, you know, sweet taste. And then we're going to bake them for about 25 minutes.
Okay.
Well, 20 to 25 minutes. And this is it's a darker pan. So I'm actually just going to go at 20 minutes because it does brown a little faster than, you know, a lighter colored pan. So.
Okay.
So we're going to put it in the oven at 375 for 20 minutes.
All right.
And we'll set the timer, and then while this is baking, we're going to start with our scone recipe. Okay, for our scone recipe, we're going to start with 3 cups flour, and then a 1/2 cup of sugar, and 2½ teaspoons baking powder, and 1/2 teaspoon baking soda.
Okay.
So let's just blend this a little bit in there, and then we're going to work in 6 tablespoons of cold butter.
And if you did use room temperature butter, would that affect the recipe?
You want your dough more crumbly, and if you had softer butter at room temperature or even melting it, it's going to make your flour more stickier. It's not going to, you know, crumble as easily.
Okay.
So that's where the cold butter comes in. And with the scone recipe here too, you don't want to over mix it. You want to just mix it until, you know, you've got your butter all in there, and then there's a couple of, we add a cup of vanilla yogurt and a 1/4 cup milk. And the less you have to mix it, the lighter and flakier your scones will be.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we've got that butter all blended in with our flour, so we're going to add 1/4 cup milk.
Okay.
And 1 cup of vanilla yogurt.
Okay.
And this is where you're going to want not to mix it more than, you know, you have to, and just till it's completely blended.
All right.
And a 1/2 teaspoon of almond extract or almond flavoring. I just happen to have the almond extract, which definitely gives you a little bit more of an almond taste. And if you're using the extract and you want a little bit more almond flavoring, just maybe add a teaspoon.
Okay.
Instead of just a 1/2.
Now you said you know, you had gotten this recipe from Cindy and Susan Middlestad. Now, are they relatives? Obviously, they have the same last name. What's the correlation there?
Susan is Cindy's niece.
Okay.
And that, so, And I know that Susan had gotten this recipe and had given it to Cindy, and Cindy was nice enough to pass it on to me. So, which we've made, and it's really very, very good. And you can freeze them, and it just is a nice little extra treat than maybe just a roll or something a little bit different.
Sure.
Because you can add fruit into this too, which we will. And these are called white chocolate scones. So actually there's going to be a cup of chocolate, or the white chocolate chips that we're going to put in there.
Okay.
I'm going to just get a little wooden spoon here, and I want to just finish blending that in a little bit there. Get all that flour mixed in.
So it ends up to be a pretty thick dough.
It is. And after this, you know, when I mix in the white chocolate, and I'm going to add a cup of craisins. And this is now where you can make a variation, you know, add different fruit or anything in there. You could add, you know, like, you could even do blueberries or, you know, raisins or, you know, some dried apricots or something like that. I would probably stay away from a fruit that is real juicy, because then it's going to make your batter, you know, a lot softer than you'd like it. So, you know, when it comes to mixing this in, I am going to use my hands.
Okay.
You know, because I don't want to overly mix it. So if I can use it. And then we're going to divide it into half, and we don't even roll it out. We're just going to kind of pat it and flatten it out.
Okay.
Because you don't want them too thin. But see, you know, now, you know, the batter is getting pretty, you know, blended in there, and it looks like it was going to be really stiff, but you can definitely easily mix it.
Okay. Now, is this something, I mean, you were talking about not a juicy fruit, but I think apples would work good too, wouldn't it?
I think, yes, definitely. I haven't ever tried the apples yet, but, you know, absolutely. I would try apples, you know, trying to think of any fruit that would work.
Sure.
For you and stuff. So I'm going to just put this on my pastry sheet here. And if you don't have a pastry sheet, that's fine. You just put it on your cupboard. And I'm going to just cut that in half. And then I'm going to put half of it back in here. Well, we just kind of blend that together, and we will just, like I said, we want to just pat it out to about 8-9 inches.
Okay.
In size. So with this pastry sheet here, it's kind of nice that it gives you some dimensions of, you know, what you would do with a pie crust or whatever. So
Sure. And does these get baked at 375 as well?
they actually get baked at 400 degrees for 15 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. And we'll just lightly spray our cookie sheet on there. And I found a neat little trick for cutting this. I have a pizza cutter, plastic pizza cutter that works really well with this, so I just need to get that. Because you want to cut that in about 8 pieces. So if you just go, you know, fourth it and then just go across and put that in half. And got that 1/8. So now we're going to just lay that on our cookie sheet like this. And we should be able to get both, you know, both halves on there.
Okay.
So just kind of, we'll put them in there so that they stagger them so you can get them all in there. Now we actually have 16 scones here.
Okay.
And they all fit nicely in on a cookie sheet, so you just kind of stagger them so you can just fit them without touching each other. We're going to go ahead and brush the top of the scones with a little bit of cream. And this is just going to give that, you know, make it a little bit, it's going to brown nice and just give it a nice glaze to the top of it.
Okay, so it doesn't actually add just too much flavoring to it.
No. And you can use, if you don't have cream, go ahead and use butter. Or, you know, even a coffee creamer or something like that. If you know, just anything to brush that. And I would, too, you could even use an egg wash on top of that. So it's, sometimes you just may not have what the recipe asks for, but there doesn't mean that you can't improvise, and it still will turn out very good.
Okay.
And I think our muffins are about done. I heard the beeper just about ready, you know, just warning us that it's about time to take them out. And I have the oven on at 375 right now, so we're going to turn that up to 400 degrees, because these are going to bake at 400 degrees at, whoop, I missed one, didn't I? Yep. Okay. So we'll set that aside and get my handy mitt, and we'll get the muffins out. Here, I'm going to turn the beeper off first. And let's put I'm going to put the oven up to 400 degrees there, and we'll bring those over. And those definitely look done.
Okay.
So we're going to set that on the rack there just to cool for a moment. And let's put these in the oven. And we'll set the timer for 15 minutes.
Okay. So these don't get golden brown all the way across the top, so you can see around the edges that they got browned.
Right, and you know, the sugar does that too, to kind of give that just a little glaze to it and stuff. So
okay.
But when you touch them, they definitely are done.
Okay.
So I'm going to just take out a knife, and we can just take out those muffins. And I'd probably let them cool maybe just for just a couple of more minutes, so that when we do take them out, you know, they'll all stay intact.
Sounds great.
Okay, we've let them cool for a few moments, and so we can just take them out. And here, I'll give you those, and you can take them out. And like I said, you can see that they turn nice and golden brown on the bottom.
Yeah, they certainly did.
And they do come out very nicely. You know, I have a non-stick pan here, and that always helps. So you don't have to spray it or grease it real heavily.
Okay.
And when you don't use paper muffins, you know, the paper cups, I think you get a nicer, browner, you know, edge to the muffins. So.
Okay.
Oh, those look like they're done. Look at that nice golden top. Yeah, those are done.
Well, they smell wonderful.
Just bring them over here, and we'll just leave them set a moment, and I will get a little turner out, and we'll just take one out and kind of show you what it's going to look like.
Okay.
See, and the bottom just browns just really nice. And you can smell that almond flavoring, can't you?
The almond, and I was thinking even the white chocolate chips maybe a little too.
Oh. Chocolate is chocolate, no matter if it's white or dark chocolate, right?
That's right.
Okay. So you're going to want to take them out and just put them on your cooling rack and let them cool for just a few minutes. But I don't think you have to wait too long to be able to serve them, because I think they're always the best when they're just taken out of the oven and nice and hot. And
now, you used a dark baking sheet for the scones as well. If you use a lighter cooking sheet, would you have had to bake them longer?
What I would do is, you know, after 15 minutes, just double check, and you know, check the bottom of them. But what I did was I moved my rack up one so that it wouldn't be real low. And that helps too, you know, if you have a darker cookie sheet. So if it isn't way to the bottom, it won't brown or burn your muffins or scones or whatever you may be making. So
okay.
So there we are. Set that over here, and we'll just put them on a plate here. And I just want to show you how great those muffins look. You know, cut that open and just look at those blueberries. And you just put a little butter on there.
Well, and when you're
that.
using a fresh strawberry or fresh blueberries like this, they're so much bigger and juicier than if you would buy a mix. So homemade is always better, isn't it?
Absolutely. And you just feel a better achievement, you know, when you do make something from scratch. Even when it's easy, it doesn't have to be difficult to be good and to claim that you're a good cook, right?
Well, right.
Okay, so we'll just look at that on there. Wouldn't that be a nice serving for a breakfast brunch?
It definitely would, and something like this I think would be great for some of special occasions that you might have. Company that is spending the night, or even showers, bridal showers or baby showers, would be wonderful to have that.
You know, especially scones, it would be a treat. It wasn't difficult to make, and it's something that you don't, get very often. And like you said, it would be a little extra special treat. So
It would.
Okay.
To get these recipes, of course, just go to Consolidated's website, www.ctctel.com, and please submit your recipes for us to cook for you. And we'd also like to thank the Workshop as our sponsor. Thank you so much and have a great day.